What's good, Bully World? This is ZEB, your host, Bully Talk with ZEB Pitts. And today I'm just going to talk about how I got involved with the American Bully. I'm going to talk about a story real quick, man. I'm going to give you the story that I really never talked about. 2003, I lost my brother to a car accident during Hurricane Isabel. And it had a big impact on my life, and what I learned from my brother during that time was to live life to the fullest. For many of you don't know, in the bully world, I'm actually a mortician full-time, and during that time when I lost my brother during Hurricane Isabel, I was the one who actually picked my brother up at the morgue. And for many people that's in the family that might see this, he's not my brother by blood. He's actually my cousin, but we were more like brothers. And what I learned from him was to live life to the fullest. So right after that happened, you know, I want to say 2005. I started really, prior to that, it was like a year and a half period. I really started, was on the message boards, started looking at these new style bullies. We used to call them meatheads in DC. And I was like, man, I never seen dogs like this before. You know, as far as y'all know, you know, Razor's Edge got its start in the DC area. So I started seeing these new style dogs down at Haynes Point. If you are familiar with DC at Haynes Point, you know, that was a big meetup spot on the weekends. So I started seeing these what I call new style pit bulls, and we used to call them meatheads, and these little short style pit bulls that I'd never seen before. And I remember I saw my first gray, what we call gray pit bull, which, you know, later term bully. That's when I started really hitting a lot of the boards at that time, and groups on like the MSN board. I was actually invited. If you know, during those days you had to be invited to be a part of the MSN message board, and I ran into somebody from DC during that time who actually got me on those message boards. And from there, you know, once the message boards shut down, it moved over to the American, I think it was called American Bully World, where they had different groups at that time. You had the Elite Edge board, Remy Line board, Mikeland board, Midwest board. So it was a lot of different boards during that time. And my first bully I got was a Juan Gotti grandson, because I seen this video of Ron Gotti coming out the gate. I was like, oh my God, I never seen a dog look like that before. I was like, what the hell is this? I said, man, I gotta get me a blue bully, man. So I was in the search for it. I know you today, I'm more seasoned, where you look for structure and everything, but at that time I had to have a blue. So I was in the search for a blue, started looking at different kennels and stuff like that during that time, and ran into my man Chad, King Kong Kennels. He had a Gotti son, and during that time I got a pup from him. He was a Gotti grandson, named that boy Boss. And let me tell you, when I started bringing that boy around, you know, it took a while for him to pop. So, you know, with that Gotti blood, you know, it takes a while to pop. When that boy popped and I took him down by Howard University for the first time, cars were stopping me, everything. Like, man, where you get that dog, man? And hey, that was my start into the bully world, man, with the Gotti blood. If y'all hear that, that's the plane in the background. And from there, I had got a female, because I was like, yeah, I want to get into the breed, and this and that. Had got a female. She was a little bit more than what I could handle. I'm gonna be honest with you. She was a little bit more than she still had a little gameness to her. And, you know, she was nipping at me early, man. I was like, my wife said she got to go. We named her Jade. I had to give her back, man. So I did. And from that point, I took my time. I was loving that boy Short Shot at the time and Remy at the time. So I found the perfect combination. Hollered at my man Dwayne King of TKO Kennels. Got me a Short Shot Remy granddaughter by the name of Cece. She's actually now going on 10 years old. Beautiful black and white female, man. When I saw that boy Short Shot, I had to have something like that. So I was really into the blues and really into the black dogs. I started filming. For a lot of people that know, during that time, Bobby was big, Illmatic Bullies on the East Coast. Doing a lot of filming of the dog shows up and down the East Coast. Also during that time, you had a Memo with the American Bully Show on Kush TV. If you haven't heard of it, look it up. One of the best shows for the American Bully. That was the American Bully Show, Kush TV with Memo. It really introduced a lot of people to the American Bully breed, and I was like, man, I want to do this. So I started going to shows, and what I did differently was started asking people about the bloodline of their dogs and getting more about their kennel. And that was really my start into filming the American Bully. Fast forwarding a little bit, I would say, God, what year was that? Just a few years ago. I would say probably 4 years ago. Me and my man Jeff out of DC. If y'all know DC Jeff, that was the start of really Bully Talk. We was just out chilling on his steps, and I just started filming, and he started talking dogs. That was like a 30-minute, I wouldn't even call it an interview. It was just me and my man chopping it up, having fun. And it blew up. That was like one of the biggest videos for me at the time, man, because he was being true and honest, just talking about the breed. And that's how really the whole concept of Bully Talk with ZEB Pitts came about, for me talking with my man Jeff on the stoop about dogs. And it grew from there, and over time, I think 2 years later, after the ABKC Nationals they had up in Jersey, that was the start of the Bully Talk ZEB Pitts on Blog Talk Radio, with my first guest being Fabian Chichester of Remy Line. And from there, that show went on for about a good year, I want to say. Then I shut it down and went back to the old style of me talking to everybody on the stoop, and started really hitting shows, bringing people who are outside the bully world, also inside the bully world, into what we do as a lifestyle. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I love it. I enjoy it. I appreciate the people who really support the brand. And like today, I'm with my man Rick the Ruler. Man, he believed in the brand, and he advertised on that Terrell Hall of Fame D-Line video. And that was a big, huge video for me, man. If anybody know Terrell D-Line, he raw and uncut, man. He gonna tell it how it is. You either like him or you don't, man. But he gonna be him regardless. And like I said, I really appreciate people in the bully world that really support the brand and trust in the brand. And you know, I ventured outside other stuff in the bully world with the Real Talk with Zed, where I talk about social issues that going on in our community. When I mean our community, the black community, different issues that's involved with that. So that's really jumping off also as well. But you know, my roots are always in the bully community with the Bully Talk with ZEB Pitts. If y'all know, yes, we out here close to the airport, so you can hear the planes out there in the background. Yeah, man, I really love this, man, and love to see people who are inspiring to do this as well, man. So I support the people who are doing this, like Rick. I support people like F.W. Spielberg, who does this. I support people like AGB TV. Who else out there? Ty Lumley with his podcast and giving information on the bully world. Who else does this? Yeah, you hate him or not, D-Line, D-Line Terrell. I love what he do with that. Who else? If I forget you, I'm sorry, man. I'm drawing a blank right now, but it's so many people. Oh, my man, Daquan Bully Ave in the house. What's up, big dog? I see you doing your thing out there with that. But I support all the younger people coming into this, man, that I really support. Shout out to ZEB Bully Badass TV. He's probably the #1 on YouTube when it comes to dog documentaries, period. He covers all breeds of dogs. So shout out to ZEB Bully Badass TV for what he's been doing with the breed over the years. Like I said, he's #1, and hands down, I give it to him with that, man. So they definitely got a lot of videos. If you want to see about the American Bully, check out ZEB Bully Badass TV. And I think you can buy like whole sets right now for under $100, and you got like 10 DVDs on American Bully, so you can learn a lot of history about the breed. You got Bully Web TV out there. Yeah, so many different avenues, and I like to shout them all out, man. That's doing something positive with the breed, and I really appreciate you letting me come on today to talk about it, man. Bully Talk ZEB, we out.